Hey, welcome. We are about to dive into a problem that, let's be honest, everyone has faced at some point. You're staring at a really dense textbook or a complex article and your brain just shuts down. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a super powerful strategy that'll help you not just read, but actually understand and remember what you've read. Let's get right into it.
So, has this ever happened to you? Your eyes scan all the words, you get to the bottom of the page, and then nothing? It's a total blank. You have absolutely zero idea what you just read. It's that classic in one eye, out the other feeling. And it is so frustrating, especially when it's for something important. Let's just call this what it feels like, reading brain fog. It's what happens when we're just reading passively, kind of letting our eyes glide over the text while our mind is off thinking about lunch or anything else, really. But the good news is, there is a way to cut right through that fog. And this table really gets to the heart of it. Look at the left side, passive reading. That's just about survival, right? Just getting to the end of the chapter. Your eyes are working, but your brain has totally checked out. Now, active reading, that transforms the whole thing. It stops being a chore and starts feeling like a discovery. Your goal shifts from just finishing to actually understanding. And that one little shift makes all the difference.
Okay, so how do we actually make that shift? How do we go from being a passive to an active reader? Well, I've got good news. It's not about having some secret genius-level reading talent. Nope, it's all about having the right strategy. And this is so important to remember. Better comprehension isn't some gift you're born with, it's a skill. And just like any other skill, you can learn it, you can practice it, and you can get really good at it. You just need the right toolkit. And that toolkit has a name. It's called the PQ3R method. I know, it sounds a little bit like a license plate or something, but just think of it as a 5-step roadmap for your brain. It's designed to help you navigate any complex text, no matter how intimidating it looks. So here they are, the 5 steps. Preview, question, read, recite, and review. See? P, Q, and 3 Rs. It's a pretty simple framework, really. So now let's walk through what each of these steps actually looks like when you do it. First up is P for preview. Seriously, don't skip this. You wouldn't start a long road trip without glancing at a map, right? So why would you dive into a dense chapter totally blind? Just spend a minute or two skimming, look at the headings, check out any charts or summaries, look for bolded words. This gives your brain a kind of mental map, a scaffold to hang all the details on later. Next is Q for question, and this part is a total game changer. As you're previewing, you're going to turn those headings into questions. So if a heading is, say, the main functions of a cell, your question becomes, okay, what are the main functions of a cell? By doing this, you're giving your brain a mission. You're not just reading anymore, you're on a quest for answers. Now we finally get to the first R, read. But see, this isn't the passive, zoned-out reading we talked about before. Now you're reading with a purpose. You are actively hunting for the answers to the questions you just came up with. This is the big shift. You're not just a passenger anymore. You're the detective looking for clues. All right, the second R is recite, and you cannot skip this one. It's absolutely crucial for your memory. After you finish a little section, just stop, look away from the book or the screen, and try to summarize what you just read. Say it out loud or just jot down a few notes. The key is to use your own words. If you can't explain it simply, you probably haven't quite grasped it yet. It's like a mini pop quiz for yourself. And finally, the last R is review. So once you've made it through the whole text, take a few minutes to go back over your notes, look at the questions you made, and glance at the main headings one last time. This is what cements all that new information into your long-term memory. It connects all the dots and lets you see the big picture. Now, of course, understanding these 5 steps is one thing, but making it a real habit, that's what unleashes its true power. And like anything new, it's going to feel a little weird or clunky the first few times you do it. That's totally normal.
And that's really the key takeaway here. You don't just master this overnight. It comes from actually using it, from practicing it on those tough texts. The more you use the PQ3R method, the more natural it becomes, until eventually it's just how you read. It becomes second nature.
So what's the big payoff here? What do you get for putting in this effort? Well, by making this shift from a passive reader to an active investigator, you are literally giving yourself a reading superpower. I mean, look at this. You get a much deeper understanding of the material. Your memory recall goes way up. Your studying becomes way more efficient. No more rereading the same chapter 5 times. And all of this builds your confidence because reading is no longer something that just happens to you. It becomes an active skill that you control. So, the only question left is, now that you have this new toolkit in your hands, what complex topic are you going to go out and master first? Thanks for watching.